Alison Pollock, who's the Professor of Public Health at Newcastle University. Good afternoon to you. You've expressed scepticism about mass testing. Why?
Well, I think the first thing to say is the government has spent £12 billion on a centralised, privatised contact tracing system that doesn't work. These tests, the public have been given misinformation. It is not a test which tells you whether you have infection or whether you're infectious. It simply tells you whether you have bits of the RNA virus. Now, in a place like Liverpool, where the rates of infection are falling dramatically, it's very likely that quite a lot of the population will have evidence of old infection. And that, especially in children, could result in them being isolated unnecessarily and harmfully. The second thing about this test is not only is it not a test that tells you whether you have infection or infectiousness, these tests have not been properly evaluated in community settings. This is a real worry. We do not know whether they work and what they tell us in community settings. And the government's just spent £100 million for Liverpool buying something called Innova tests, which explicitly say they should not be used in community settings. As the WHO and SAGE have said, focus on identifying people with symptoms and isolating them. And they do not recommend mass asymptomatic testing. And we don't know how it's going to integrate into primary care or into public health, and how it's actually going to be effective.
Okay, thank you very much indeed. Thank you. I'm sorry to cut you off there. We're just slightly short on time. Thank you so much. That's Professor Alison Pollock.
Experiment designed to see